Wear this bracelet and you will become the most beautiful woman. After 6 months, bring a man that loves you. Where is the sacrifice I asked you to bring, woman?
In the small town of Obiaruku, there lived a girl everyone tried hard not to notice. Her name was Tina, but even when people noticed her, it was never for good reasons. Tina was not beautiful. She was very thin, with sharp cheekbones and a dull skin, her legs too long for her body, and her eyes always looked sad. Children laughed at her openly. Women whispered behind her back. Men avoided her like she carried bad luck. Some even said, "That girl is not normal." Tina heard it all, every single word. At home, things were worse. Her mother never hid her disappointment. "Look at you," she would say every morning, shaking her head. "All your mates are married. Some have children. And you are still sitting here like a scarecrow." Her younger sisters mocked her openly. "If a man touches Tina, he will run mad," one would joke. "If Tina smiles at you, your business will fail," another would add, and they would all burst into laughter. Tina would quietly walk away, pretending she did not hear, but she heard. She always heard. Marriage was a painful topic for her. All her mates were married. Some were pregnant. Some had moved to the city with their husbands. Men did not just reject her, they were afraid of her. Jobs were no different. Tina went from shop to shop, office to office, begging for work. Some looked at her and said, "We'll call you." Others did not even allow her finish speaking. One woman whispered to another, thinking Tina could not hear, "Customers will run away if we employ her." That day, Tina walked home under the hot sun, her feet aching, her heart heavier than her body. That night, she cried. She looked at her reflection in a mirror and whispered, "God, why am I like this?" The next morning, Tina went to the stream to fetch water. It was a place she usually avoided because women liked to gossip there, but she had no choice. As she approached, laughter filled the air. 3 young women stood by the water, their hair shiny, their wrappers neat. One of them was newly married, another was expecting her first child. When they saw Tina, their laughter reduced. One of them whispered, loud enough for her to hear, "See Tina, still roaming like a lost goat." They laughed again. Tina bent her head and focused on filling her jerrycan. Her hands shook slightly. As she turned to leave, someone touched her arm gently. "Tina." She turned and saw an elderly woman known for selling herbs and palm oil. The woman studied Tina's face carefully, like she was seeing something others could not see. "You look tired of life," the old woman said softly. Tina swallowed. "I am." The old woman lowered her voice. "Have you ever thought of leaving this place?" Tina's heart skipped. "Leaving?" she asked. "Yes, going far away. Sometimes answers are not where we are born." Tina hesitated. "I don't even have money. And what answer am I looking for?" The old woman leaned closer. "There is a village beyond the red hills," she said slowly. "People don't talk about it openly, but people who go there don't return the same." Tina felt a cold shiver run through her body. That night, Tina sat outside her mother's house watching the moon. She remembered the laughter, the rejection, the loneliness. If she stayed, nothing would change, because living like this was already worse than death. Before dawn, Tina left the village. She carried a small bag with 2 wrappers, some money she saved, dried gari, and a bottle of water. No one noticed her leave. No one would have cared anyway. The road beyond the village was long and lonely. By midday, she reached the red hills. The soil was deep red, the air felt heavy, thick. Tina stopped. Fear crawled into her chest. "I can still turn back," she thought. But then she remembered her mother's harsh words, her sister's laughter, the way men avoided her like she carried a sickness. She tightened her grip on her bag and continued. As she crossed the hills, the forest appeared. It was quiet, too quiet. Tina felt her skin prickle. Suddenly, she heard footsteps behind her. She spun around. No one. Her heart pounded. Then she heard it again. Slow, deliberate footsteps, matching hers. "Hello?" she called out, her voice shaking. No answer. She began to walk faster. The footsteps followed. Her breath became heavy. Sweat gathered on her forehead. Just when she thought she could not take it anymore, the forest opened up into a small clearing. In the middle of the clearing stood an ancient tree. At the base of the tree sat something or someone, a figure, not human, not animal. Its eyes glowed faintly. Tina froze. Her legs refused to move. Then the creature spoke, its voice low and calm. "You have come a long way, Tina." Tina's blood ran cold. How do you know my name?" she whispered. The creature smiled. "Everyone who comes here comes with pain," it said, "and pain always announces its honor." Tina fell to her knees. "I just want my life to change," she cried. "I am tired of being hated. I am tired of being nothing." The creature stood up slowly. "Change. You came here because you are tired of being rejected," the creature said calmly. "You are tired of being laughed at. You want to be desired." Tina nodded, tears filling her eyes. "Yes," she said, "I want to be beautiful." The creature stopped in front of her. "Beauty is never free," it replied. "There is always a price." Tina's voice shook. "What do I have to do?" The creature stretched out its hand. In its palm appeared a dark bracelet. "This bracelet is your bond to this forest," the creature said. "You must wear it at all times. If you remove it, the beauty will leave you." Tina stared at it. Before she could speak, the creature placed the bracelet on her wrist. Tina gasped. Next, the creature produced a small calabash soap wrapped in dried leaves. "This soap will change your body," the creature continued. "You will bathe with it once every week." Tina held it carefully. "How long will it last?" she asked. 6 months, the creature replied. Her heart skipped. "And after 6 months?" Tina asked quietly. The creature's lips curved into a slow smile. "After 6 months, you must return to this forest," it said, "with a man who loves you, a man who desires you." Tina's hands began to shake. "And if I bring him?" she asked. The creature's eyes glowed brighter. "This forest will take him, and in return, I will give you another soap to renew your beauty." Tina's breath caught. "And if I don't bring anyone?" she whispered. Then the creature spoke, its voice cold. "Your beauty will fade," it said. "Your body will return to worse than it was before." She cried. "I don't want that life," she sobbed. The creature leaned closer. "Then obey," it said. Tina closed her eyes. After a long moment, she nodded. "I agree." The moment she spoke, the creature placed its palm on Tina's head. Pain shot through her body as her skin burned. Her scream echoed through the forest. Then everything went quiet. Tina collapsed. Tina did not remember how she left the forest. All she knew was that when she opened her eyes again, she was lying by a riverside far away from the forbidden trees. Slowly, she sat up. Her body felt different. She looked down at her hands. They were smooth. Tina gasped and touched her face. Her fingers trembled. She rushed and bent over the water. What she saw made her freeze. The face staring back at her was beautiful. Her cheekbones were smooth and full. Her eyes looked brighter. Even her lips looked pink and soft. Tina screamed and covered her mouth in shock. "It worked," she whispered. Her eyes fell to her wrist. The bracelet was still there. Tina did not return to her village, not even for one night. She left the forest and walked straight to the main road. Her feet were tired, but her heart was determined. For the first time in her life, She smiled without shame. She boarded a bus heading to the city. As the bus moved farther away, Tina did not look back. The village that had mocked her, rejected her, and broken her spirit was now behind her forever. The city welcomed her with noise and movement. Tall buildings, fast cars, bright lights. Tina blended in easily. Within weeks, her life changed completely. Men noticed her everywhere she went. At the bus stop, in supermarkets, on the streets. Some smiled nervously. Some tried to start conversations. Some stared as if they couldn't believe their eyes. Tina enjoyed the attention. She rented a small apartment and got a job at a beauty store. Customers loved her. Her manager admired her confidence. "Who is that girl?" people often asked. Tina always smiled. Every week, Tina bathed with the soap just as the creature instructed. Each time she used it, her beauty grew stronger, but with the beauty came something else. Men became obsessed with her. 6 months approached faster than Tina expected. Among all the men chasing Tina in the city, one man stood out. His name was Daniel. Daniel was different. He was gentle, responsible, serious about marriage. One evening, after driving her home, he turned off the engine and faced her. "Tina," he said softly, "I want to marry you. I want to meet your parents." Her heart skipped. The forest flashed in her mind. She swallowed and forced a smile. "My parents don't live in the city," she said. "They are in my village." Daniel smiled immediately. "Then I'll drive us there this weekend." That night, Tina did not sleep. She stared at the bracelet on her wrist. "I don't have a choice," she whispered. 2 days later, Daniel drove them out of the city. The road was smooth at first. Daniel talked happily about their future, their wedding, their children, their home. Tina nodded, but her palms were sweaty. As they got closer to the village area, the road became rough and narrow. Then Tina spoke. "This is where we stop," she said. "Cars can't pass beyond this point." Daniel looked ahead. "But I can still see a path." Tina shook her head. "That path is only for walking." He hesitated, then parked the car by the roadside. They stepped out. The forest stood ahead of them, dark and silent. Daniel picked up a small bag. "How far is your parents' house?" "Not far," Tina replied. "We just need to pass through this forest." They entered. The deeper they walked, the quieter it became. Daniel slowed down. "This place feels strange," he said. "Are you sure this is the way?" Tina did not answer. Her heart was beating fast. They reached the clearing. Daniel stopped suddenly. "Where are the houses?" he asked. "Where is the village?" Tina turned to face him, tears filling her eyes. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Before Daniel could react, the ground shook violently. The trees twisted. Roots rose from the soil. A deep, terrifying voice filled the air. "You have brought what you owe." Daniel screamed and tried to run, but the roots wrapped around his legs, dragging him back. He shouted, "What is happening?" Tina dropped to her knees, shaking. Daniel's screams echoed through the forest as the earth opened and swallowed him whole. Then, silence. A fresh bar of soap appeared on the ground beside Tina. Tina picked up the soap with trembling hands. She turned back toward the road. And far away in the city. After Daniel disappeared, Tina returned to the city like nothing had happened. The city welcomed her again. But inside Tina, something had changed. At night, she sometimes saw Daniel's face in her dreams. Not angry, just quiet, watching. She would wake up shaking, press her hand against her chest and whisper, it was the price. It had to be done. And she told herself she would never love. Love made things complicated. That was when Osaze entered her life. He was introduced by a colleague at work. Tall, calm, soft-spoken. He looked at Tina like she was something precious. From the first day, Osaze was drawn to her. He called, he texted, he showed up. I have never met anyone like you, he told her one evening. You feel different. Those words sent a chill through Tina. Different. Weeks turned into months, and Tina has developed strong feelings for Osaze. Osaze became obsessed. If Tina didn't answer her phone, he panicked. If she smiled at another man, he became quiet and distant. He wanted to know everything about her. Let me meet your family, he said one night. I want to do things properly. Tina's heart skipped. She laughed it off. My family is far, very far. He asked again, and again, and again. Each time, Tina refused. She never mentioned her village, never spoke about her past. Osaze noticed. Why do you hide me from your life? He asked angrily one night. Am I not enough? Tina looked away. You wouldn't understand, she whispered. Inside her, fear was growing. She checked the calendar. 4 months. Gone. The forest was calling, but Tina couldn't take Osaze there. She had fallen in love, and that was the worst mistake. Osaze's obsession grew darker. He began to say strange things. If I have a child with you, you will never leave me. You belong with me. Tina laughed nervously, but fear settled in her stomach. One night, after a long argument, Tina felt dizzy, weak, confused. When she woke up the next morning, something felt wrong, very wrong. Weeks later, the truth came out. She was pregnant. Tina sat on the bathroom floor staring at the test strip, her whole body shaking. No, no, no. She knew what it meant. 6 months was approaching, and the man she loved had trapped her in the very thing she feared most. As she held her stomach, tears streamed down her face. This time, there was no escape, and deep inside, Tina knew. The forest never forgives betrayal. When Tina told Osaze she was pregnant, his reaction shocked her. For a moment, he just stared at her. Then his face broke into a wide smile. Pregnant? He asked again. Our baby? He lifted her off the ground and laughed. This is good news. This is beautiful news. Tina felt relief wash over her. Osaze became caring. He cooked for her. He held her stomach at night. He talked about names for the baby. Maybe a girl, he would say. She will be as beautiful as you. Tina's heart ached every time he said that, because she knew the 6 months were almost over. At first, the change was slow. One morning, while Osaze was at work, Tina noticed hair on her pillow. She picked it up, staring at it for a long time. Another day, her skin looked dull in the mirror. That night, Tina cried quietly in the bathroom. Then the real transformation began. Her hair fell faster, her face lost its shape, her body became thin again. Within days, she looked nothing like the woman Osaze fell in love with. When Osaze returned from work one evening, he stopped at the door. He stared at her. His smile disappeared. Who is this? He asked slowly. Tina stood up, shaking. It's me, Tina. Osaze moved closer. He looked at her face, her body, her hair. His eyes filled with shock, then disgust. What happened to you? He shouted. Are you sick? Tina tried to explain. She cried. She begged, but Osaze did not listen. "This is not the woman I loved," he said coldly. "You deceived me." He grabbed her bag and threw it outside. "I don't know you and I don't want problems." Tina fell to her knees. "I'm carrying your child," she cried. "Please." Osase opened the door wider. "Take whatever you brought here and leave. Don't ever come back." The door slammed shut. Tina sat outside for a long time, holding her stomach, shaking with fear and pain. She finally stood up, picked her bag, and walked away. That night, Tina slept on the floor in her apartment. Her beauty was gone. Her love was gone. As she lay there, tears soaked her clothes. She whispered, "I chose beauty over truth, and now I have nothing." By morning, she knew what she had to do. There was only one place left to go. Back to the village. Back to the life she once ran from. The journey back to the village felt longer than ever. Tina sat at the back of a rusty bus, her hands wrapped tightly around her growing stomach. Every bump on the bad road sent pain through her body. People stared at her. Some looked with pity, others looked with disgust. When the bus finally stopped at the village junction, Tina stepped down slowly. Her legs were weak. Her heart was heavier than her bag. The village looked the same. As she walked in, whispers started. "Is that not Tina? Ah, look at her. What happened to her? Is she pregnant?" She kept her head down. Each step closer to her mother's house felt like punishment. When Tina finally entered her village compound, her mother was the first to see her. "Tina!" she shouted in shock. "Is that you?" Her siblings rushed out one by one, staring at her from head to toe. "Where have you been all this time?" her mother asked. "You just disappeared without a word." Tina dropped her bag gently and avoided their eyes. "I went to look for a better life," she said quietly. Her siblings exchanged glances. "So this is the better life?" her younger sister laughed. "You ran away to come back pregnant?" They burst into laughter. Her younger brother shook his head. "Which kind of man would do this kind of thing?" he mocked. "Who even get mine touch you?" The words cut deep. Tina said nothing. She carried her shame silently and entered the small room she used to sleep in. Days passed. The gossip spread through the village. Then one night, labor pains started. She cried out in pain, holding her stomach. Her mother rushed in. Her siblings followed. "She is in labor," her mother shouted. They carried her to the local birth home. Hours later, a baby's cry filled the air. It was a girl. When the nurse placed the baby in Tina's arms, something changed inside her. For the first time in her life, someone needed her. Her mother stood quietly, staring at the baby. "This child is innocent," she said softly. From that day, everything changed. Her siblings stopped mocking her. They helped her with the baby. They brought food. They smiled at her again. The same people who once laughed at her now protected her. Tina did not become beautiful again. She remained the same, but she found peace. Every night, as she rocked her baby to sleep, she smiled. She had lost beauty. She had lost love. She had lost everything she chased, but she found something greater. Happiness in the arms of her child. And for Tina, that was enough.